anymore. They never really were. The symbols are on the buildings. The names are in the files. The money has a trail. And the children have no voice. Except this one.
Follow the money, follow the access, follow the island, follow the list, now watch.
Epstein built the network, but the network was already there before he ever existed.
Every billionaire foundation, every charity front already enlisted. Rothschild, Rockefeller, 100-year architecture built on something darker. Children used as currency in rooms that no investigator gets to charter. Files got sealed, witnesses, mechanic guards fell asleep on the same night. Cameras malfunctioned in the exact cell at the exact time. How convenient, right?
The foundations collect the children. The governments collect the silence. The media collects the check. And they all answer to the same ancient name. Boom, 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 boom.
They built it in plain sight, symbols on the currency, owls on the buildings, goats on the altars, now watch.
Big government front organizations laundering children through charitable names.
Animal rescue operations used as cover stories nobody ever claims. Sacrificed on schedules that align with dates no coincidence can explain. Every major elite gathering, same ritual, same symbol, same in your frame.
Rockefeller built the institutions, Rothschild built the banks. Both built the system that keeps the darkness.
Funded and protected from the people asking questions from the children with no name.
The island had a temple, the temple had an altar. The altar had a purpose that the mainstream never falters. To cover and to bury, to discredit and to burn every single person who gets close enough to learn. Do it for ball! They've been doing it for centuries. They do it for ball! And they sacrifice the ones who cannot run. Epstein did not build that network alone. The flight logs have names. The names have foundations. The foundations have access to children. Documented. In case files that keep getting sealed. In testimonies that keep getting buried. In witnesses that keep dying before they testify.
The banking architecture funded the institutions, the medical and educational infrastructure built the pipeline. Big government on every continent signed the agreements that gave these organizations access to the most vulnerable, and the symbol above every door in every room where this happens has always been the same. They serve something ancient and they pay in the currency that the powerless cannot protect. Every major world event has a financial beneficiary. Follow who profited. Every charity protecting children. Check who runs it and who audited. Every government agency tasked with stopping trafficking. Check conviction rates. Every elite foundation board member check their travel, check their dates. The animals do use this cover, use this currency, use this symbols and ceremonies. The documents keep referencing, but nobody is supposed to read. Crystal sees it, the Danks sees it. The files are public, the only thing missing is the courage to say it out loud.
They do it for ball.
Read the files.
They've been doing it for centuries.
Epstein was not alone.
They do it for ball.
Foundation money.
And they sacrifice the ones who cannot run.
Except this one.
The island, the temple, the altar, the list, the sealed files, the dead witnesses. Bum, 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 bum,
Wee! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It is your boy, the original only Dankster from the Dankster Intelligence Apparatus. We got a banger for you today. We're going to be going into a lot more of the information that Baron Coleman brought out. It's obvious that in my opinion, that the trial seems to have been rigged. It seems to have been that they're trying to at least make it in a way that we will, I don't know, just fall in line, or they could just make shit up. And I think that is downright dirty. I think it's wrong. I think that a human life is at stake. And I know I haven't been covering this case much lately. There's been a lot of other things that I've talked about, but I think it's important to cover the history behind what has happened here and correlate it to what we've seen in not too far of recent history in the 1900s, in the late 1900s, because this is important, because we're going to be able to identify some of the things that we see right now in Tyler Robinson's case. And look, I don't know if he's the perpetrator or not. All I can do is say that innocent until proven guilty. And if anything that we've seen, it's been a display from the media that is not what they want to have be the case. They have shown time and time again that they want Tyler Robinson to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt before he's even been to trial, before he even has any serious court day. And also, they've made it more and more increasingly difficult for the defense to try their case. And this to me signals something grand. I'm glad that Baron, I'm glad that Candace has not stopped, lots of others. I myself am in and out of this circumstance as I see relevant, important information come out. Because the thing is, we have a voice, and this is still America. We have our speech, that we have the freedom thereof. And for anyone not to use it, if you were in Baron's position, and my position, and Jesse in anybody's position, at least use it to raise question. Because if somebody is supposed to be proven without a reasonable doubt, then we should be producing along with the defense. Not that we're trying to, my intent is to inhibit or contribute to the defense or the prosecution, rather raise reasonable doubt in the public eye. Because why not? Why not? It's not like we don't want Charlie Kirk's assassin to be caught. But when things do not align so frequently and at such a rate that it almost feels that actually it's starting to feel impossible to believe anything. So we're going to go through the history here of 3 particular assassinations, 3 patsies allegedly. And could this tie in to what Tyler Robinson is experiencing himself or not? And ultimately, the judge, jury, and the prosecution and defense are going to be able to plead that case. However, we are on the sidelines here, and we have a voice, and I'm going to use mine to share more of information that we saw from Baron. I'll be honest, I didn't see his entire show. I didn't have the opportunity. I've been super busy, but I did run the transcript. I have read a lot of information. Half of this is going to be, this Dankster debrief is going to be about the history of a patsy, or what I think has been patsies in the past, and cover-ups and whatnot. The second half is going to be going through a lot of what Baron showed, timelines, the Discord messages, allegedly coming in after Tyler Robinson supposedly was already in the sheriff's office. So with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on your way in, and push that all button, because I have been getting suppressed beyond belief. They actually ripped me from the air last Saturday, and I just got my live streaming back. I was banned temporarily, but thank you to YouTube for allowing me to come back. But look, I am not here to lighten up on anything. In fact, I've gone even harder, because the truth is the only thing that's going to keep us out of a fascist, communist, or worse country. That being said, I need to tell you something that I cannot unsee. And once I show it to you, you're not going to be able to unsee it as well. Now, on March 27th, 2026, and remember, I try to do these as fast as I can. I hope my timelines are correct, but if not, I went through everything. My timeline should be just fine. But I always warn people I might not be perfect on the timelines, but we should be okay. All right. So in March, Robinson's defense this year, March 27th, 2026, Robinson's defense team filed 2 motions, and one was a motion to delay the preliminary hearing, citing that the ATF's inability to match the bullet to the rifle. Now, the other was a 181-page motion to ban cameras from the courtroom. This is 181 pages. Barron himself said that their entire religions built on scriptures shorter than this filing. Not to mention, recently we've also seen 600,000 more documents that need to be reviewed. So they're trying to bury the case, or bury the defendant. We're going to get through a lot of this today, but they're burying inside the camera motion was one timestamp that was buried inside there. And that really blows up the entire official narrative, as pointed out by Barron, of this assassination, and talking about Tyler Robinson being the accused. Now, 6:25 p.m. Mountain Time, September 11th, 2025. So a day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, that's when Tyler Robinson was Mirandized. That's when law enforcement sat him down, read his rights, supposedly, and that means he was already in the building. So he's already in custody, already at the Washington County Sheriff's Office, and then 92 minutes later, at 7:57 p.m., a Discord message goes out from his account confessing to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. I think I can actually pull it up here. I have it on my thumbnail. I might as well pull it up right here. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Where are we at? Because this is really interesting, right? We are facing what seems to be a farce. I don't know. This is just my opinion. But as we go deeper and deeper through this, we've seen more and more reasons not to believe the prosecution. The prosecution or the Fed narrative or whatnot. Let me see, timestamp. I'll just pull it up right on Barron's show. I have it right here somewhere. Let me find it. So as we discuss this stuff, and as we kind of go through what we've seen, it makes it really tough to, I'll show you guys in a minute. So you're telling me, right? Because it says, hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was actually, I just want to pull it up. Here it is. Right here. Right here. Okay, let's pull this up. Open a new tab. Okay, let's share the screen. Window, and I think it's this one. Okay, so right here, it says, hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday, and I'm sorry for all of this. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've all been so amazing. Thank you for everything. So This shows 8:57 p.m. If we backtrack it to Mountain Time, what we're seeing and what's been told is that it's 7:57. And even if this came in at 8:57, he had already been in at 6:25. Okay, so whether or not this is pushed forward an hour or needs to be pushed back an hour, regardless, the time doesn't work. All right. And then the next day at 1:58 p.m., hey everyone, I don't know why they don't show who this post is from. Maybe they do, and I just can't see it. Hey everyone, if you have not seen the news yet, Tyler's post above it's true. He was taken into custody earlier today for the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Regardless of the horrible actions that took place, we must take this moment to remember that God is a living and loving God who loves all his children. God calls his sinners to be his saints, and I ask that you all take a quiet moment to pray for Tyler and his repentance. Bro, you're telling me that they talked like this. There's no emoji. They blocked this out. Okay. They got the emoji here with the time, all this. And then you're going to tell me, I'm side skirting my debrief right now. You're going to tell me that these messages were typed in this type of fashion? Absolutely not. You will not believe. I can show you what Discord typing looks like. Nobody types proper, misspells a little bit. It's like they tried to misspell something, but spacing, capitalization, all of this positive messaging of what is this? A heart with 6. Let me see something real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you something. I really don't here. I'm going to take a screenshot because I want to show you guys something. This is important. All right. I'm going to have to block out a couple names because I didn't prepare to do this, but I'm going to pull from my own Discord and I'm going to show you something. This is going to be important. So just give me 1 second. Let me, I didn't even think to do this. It just hit me as I'm looking at the image because I build Discords. I run many Discords. I've been doing this for years. And what I'm going to show you, once you see what I see, you're going to be like, oh, snap. He's right. Okay. Let me block out these names. Wow. I can't believe I spotted that. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me block this out. This image, that name, this name. Let me block out this name and this name. Okay. Let me make sure that, okay. Here's just a nice small example. Discord messages of what Discord messages look like. And we're going to put them side by side. Okay. And I'm going to show you something. Oh man, I can't believe I figured this. I'm in more gaps in the bullshit, right? More gaps. I just knew I needed to cover this, and I'm so glad that I caught this. Check this out. All right. First thing we're going to do is I want you to pay very close attention. All right. Here we go. Look at these messages. Okay. This is the messages they say is Tyler Robinson. Let me go up here. Is there any other? Okay. All right. Look at the text. Okay. Look at the emoji. This is most important is the emoji. Okay. Look at this emoji. You see it? Right here. It's tight. It's tight. Okay. Look at the text. Now let's go to mine and look at these emojis and the way these texts look. And look at this heart. Does that heart look anything like this heart? Let's just put it side by side. Huh? Look at that heart and look at this heart. And tell me if these are the same hearts from Discord. Do you see that? Wide, not as tight dipped. All right. Unless you inserted your own emoji. That's a heart, which nobody does that. A fake heart, because you can insert your own emojis. You can create your own, like this Yoda one. You can, but nobody's gonna put a different type of heart. Not only that, let's look at the text. Okay. I mean, yeah, the texts are closer, but oh yeah, look at this. Look at the U. Here we go. Here's a great one. Look at the U. Let me zoom in. Yeah, look at this U right here. Can I zoom in or what? I'm all the way zoomed in. Look at this U right here. Right here. Okay. See it? And look at this U. Even though it's a little blurry, it's not as tall. Okay. And it doesn't have as big of a hook down here. Much tighter lettering here. This is very wide. Okay. Also, Discord messages, they do not have the date like this. Let me double check on mine real quick. Okay, so when they put a date, let me see. I guess they do put the date, but they don't put the date on top of the message. They put, if this is okay, here's a great example. I'll do another one. Okay. Let's do where it shows yesterday, because it'll say yesterday. It doesn't say the date or anything like that in the message. Here, look, I'll show you a variety of them. I have to delete these out again. And I'll show you one with the date. I mean, the date, you could trust. This looks pretty normal, except, yeah, I mean, there's a line because it has a line that goes across like this little line. It's very faded. But here, I'm going to create another one so you can see. Let me block out the people in here. All right, so let me do this real quick. Block out. So all I'm going to do is block out the emojis and the names. I'm not going to take anything else out. Okay. I'll leave mine in there. That's fine. Okay. So when you're talking about dates and times, this is how it actually looks. Okay. Make sure. Oh, here, let me take hers out. Hopefully I took them all out. Okay. Save. More Discord. Okay. Right? I got them all. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this again. Now we are going to open this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Okay. All right. They have, if you look at this, it shows 9/12. Okay, if you scroll, like it doesn't say 9/12 right after the date. Okay. It would just have the username and the time. All right. I've been using Discord for a long time. They do not show the dates like that. This is how it's shown. Look, yesterday. Okay. It doesn't even show, if you look at the one that I brought up, the one of today. Look, it just shows the time. I only blocked out the name. I can even, just so for belief, what I'll do is I'll just blur a couple of the names instead of blocking them out completely. Here, let's just blur it. Well, I think you guys get the idea, right? Do I need to go through all this? It's clearly fake. To me, it's fake. You're not going to tell me that these are the same hearts. Okay. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me these are the same hearts and these are the same text. And how do you get that clean of a screenshot anyways? How do you get that clean of a screenshot? Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go even better. Let's do this. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna take this. Yeah, and then we're gonna take this, and we're gonna go to Claude, and we're not gonna choose. I want you to tell me which one of these messages is not from Discord and which ones are. They all three look like they are, but one is not. You are a vision detective that is being tasked to see how capable you are to determine the strength of your abilities by telling us which one is not of Discord based on the attached images. We already know which ones. We want to see which one you say as well. All right, boom. Oh, I guess I should probably block out. Here, let me block out one so it looks, so I can kind of make it look like the same. Oh, it's already blocked out. Here, I'll just put a white patch over it like mine. All right. Boom. And then I'll just go like, boom. There we go. Easy. Okay. Here we go. Boom. All right. I guess that's it. Let's run it. Let's see what the good old bot tells us. These things are actually pretty good. Claude is pretty good at identifying. Image 3 is not Discord. Here's the breakdown of tells. Image 1 and 2, reaction emoji clusters with counts as Discord exact pill button style. Image 2, timestamps use Discord signature format. Yesterday at 7:55 p.m. Yesterday at 8:04 p.m. Role badges. The red dank tag are Discord server role badges. They don't always get contributed. Some people don't have them in their servers. Most don't. I have mine. Reply threading arrows are Discord user interface. Username color styling matches Discord server role coloring. Number 3, group me. The tells are clear once you know what to look for. The date header reads September 12th, 2025 in plain centered text. Discord never renders dates that way. Group me does exactly that. The timestamps format 9/12/25 1:58 p.m. is GroupMe's native timestamp format. Discord renders today at 1:58 p.m. or September 12th, 2025 at 1:58 p.m. with different styling. The heart reaction at the bottom is GroupMe's single tap like system, not Discord's multi-emoji reaction picker. No avatar displayed in line next to the, well, I deleted the names and emojis or logos. That's why there are white blocks. But about message 3 that's attached. Why would GroupMe look so similar and be told it was Discord? I don't think they have the same exact method of emojis. Am I right? Because in my opinion, the heart emoji and the like system is a attempt to replicate a Discord message. Discord does not use dates in the inline messaging, only time and yesterday if we are looking at a date. Yeah, you can't make AI deny this. The fonts too. We'll ask about the fonts as well. So again, this is real, okay? The heart wide. So let me ask you this. When you click heart on Discord, when it's you, the heart turns blue, okay? When you don't like it and it's somebody else, it doesn't turn blue, it doesn't change a color or anything like that. I haven't hit any of these myself, so they don't actually turn that color. So, who is this? Because this is actually their account. This right here is the user's account, or they hit it themselves. You see what I'm saying? So whoever gave this to them was in this Discord, or not even a Discord. It's fake. It's fake. I'm telling you, it's fake. And I'm happy to look at how wide this is. I hit this like. You see this? Look at this. Look at how wide it is. And look at how thin this is. And look at how, like, here, let me see. This is like super. Let me see. Let me put this side by side. Yeah, this is clearly much more rectangular with a very curved side and a lighter blue. This is a deep, rich blue. All right. It's a deep, rich blue. You can't, this is bullshit, but this is just plain bullshit. I overcalled the group me and walking that back. Looking again at image 3 with fresh eyes. The real tell is the date header, September 12th, 2025, centered at the top in plain gray text. That is not Discord. Discord only shows today, yesterday, or day of week style separator, never a full month, day, year, date header like that. Let's take a look here. It does if we show it like this, right? Here, I'll put right here like this. Let me do another breakdown of this. Boom. Delete these messages real quick, or the users. Boom. Let's just remove the Danks symbolism. Boom. Boom. Keep it simple. Boom. Oops. All right. This is perfect. Okay. And then, actually, even better, if we go like this, I'll just do the whole thing. And then we will come down here and I will show exactly how this works. Okay. Boom. Perfect. All right. So let me just save the image so it's the best quality possible. All right. Oh shit, I didn't block that name out. Okay. I think that works. Okay. Save. All right, let's try one more. Okay. Okay. So you can see it does have the date. How do they put it in here? September 12th, 2025. Timestamp at the top of the message. That is so crazy, bro. Unless you're looking like maybe, let me see. If you're looking way back, like let me go way back, way back. Yeah, even if you go here, let me keep going. I guess it does. Maybe I'm wrong on the date because it does show this, but you know what they don't do? Here's one. I got you. Got them. They don't put a comma. Okay, here. So they do have the date when you go all the way back. All right. So I want to be absolutely correct, but they don't put a comma like this. So first of all, let's add this. I got to do another deletion because we are trying to be accurate. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Delete this. Delete that. Delete that. Sorry, guys and gals. 1 second. I'm just here to provide evidence that we are correct. Make sure I covered everybody. Okay, cool. All right. Save as. More text. One more. Okay. Think I got everybody. Okay. Here we go. All right. So let's bring on another Discord image. I think this is it. Okay. Here we go. Are we good? Can we see everything? All right. So they do have the date. You see this? So when you scroll back and I look, but they do not put a comma. Okay. They do not put a comma at all. But in theirs, they put a comma. You see? Man, they really can't get this right, can they? Comma. All right. Let's separate these texts. Comma. Right here in both, there's commas. No comma. I'm sure we can see that, right? You saying yes, they do. Yes, they do what? They might put a comma on the top one. They put one here, but it's not written out like this. Do you see how they do it? Look at how it is. April 8th. This is a real image. Okay. This is really my Discord. April 8th, comma 2026. Look at theirs. September. So that looks normal. This right here looks normal. However, the sizing of the text, along with the fact that Discord itself does not put commas in the messaging. So if you were to have blacked out this message, it would say 9/12/25, comma. This is not how it's done. All right. Let me add these to the chat. Let me add you a few more images and I'll give you all of them again. Okay. I think that's good. Tell me all of the reasons why the final attachment. Okay. Tell me all the reasons, if any, one of these is not Discord. You can all go look yourselves in Discord. I mean, it's plain as day. And hopefully someone shares this with Baron, because I know that Baron was saying that somebody is watching his show. And it's important. Like, people like me know this stuff. It's very obvious. Okay. Yesterday at XXX timestamp format, exact Discord standard 2, 3, and 4. Roll badge pills, dank and red. Multiple emoji reaction picker with pill UI. Pill UI. Okay. The pill is that rounded, the rounded coloration to it right here, like this, the pill. Okay. This one also has it when there's just one like, but it's not colored. When you hit it, it's colored. All right. Image 1, Discord with 1 asterisk. Ooh, interesting. Discord with 1 asterisk. The timestamps follow full dates, 4/5/26, 3:57 p.m., which Discord renders when messages are old enough that yesterday no longer applies. Reaction pill matches Discord. The blue highlighted bar at the bottom is a Discord link embed preview. Still Discord, just showing aged. Okay. Image 5, which is the final one that I gave it. Okay. Image 5, date header format, September 12th, 2025, centered in plain gray text. Discord never renders a full written date as a separator. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So we don't have to even depend on this because I know what it looks like. So let's not worry about the header format because we do know it does, and I've shown you. With the comma placement is Telegram's native style. Discord writes September 12th, 2025 with @ included. Oh, does it? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, it does. Yesterday @. Let's see. Oh, not in this one. It would say yesterday @. But you know what? We can go back to this image and see. It would say here, if these are part of the same output, this would say yesterday @. It wouldn't say 9:10. On September 11th, it would say yesterday. Okay, here, we got another one for you. Open image in new tab. Right here, it wouldn't, first of all, it shouldn't have the comma. And instead, since it's the day before, it would say yesterday. It wouldn't say the date. Okay? It would say yesterday. Tell Baron to watch the first, I don't know, skip the first 10 minutes, watch the 10 to 30, 40-minute timeline. This is also very important. It says yesterday instead of the date when you're looking at it the day before. Now, if you are going back, which I think, when did they get these text messages? Let me see. Does it say? So this was updated September 18th. Can we find out when this article? When did the when did the police or announcement of the Discord documents say they were obtained by the feds or police? What was the specific date that these images from this news channel were delivered? Because what I'm looking at is trying to determine if these images were looked at on the 12th, 11th, 12th, and or 11th, because it would not say the date if you are looking at it the next day. It would say yesterday. The emoji and the heart stuff is pretty damning already with the text styling, but like the pill length, okay, the heart itself is clearly not the same. Okay. And also the comma, that's also very important. The messages do not have commas after. If you look right here, look. Okay. The obviously the font is different. All right. And then if we look at if this text, we need to know when this was taken. Oh, I didn't give it the link, did I? This is sharp investigative thinking. The core forensic logic is, this is a very, okay. Someone in that screenshot, okay, here. Source publication. What was we need the date, the earliest date of these Discord. What date did the police get Tyler Robinson's Discord messages? Okay. Let's see if this AI thing can help us. Messages. Okay. Law enforcement obtained Tyler Robinson's Discord messages starting on September 12th. Here. So now Baron needs to watch till at least 45. Right here. On that date, investigators were first shown messages by Robinson's unnamed roommate. These messages contain specific details about the rifle used in the shooting of Charlie Kirk, including its hiding place. September 11, 2025, shortly before his arrest, Robinson sent a final confession to a Discord group. That's the one we are looking at. September 12th, authorities officially revealed they had obtained the Discord messages. So on September 12th, can you give me the official announcement and or video? I need links. This is clearly, we got them, bro. We got them. The official revelations regarding the Discord messages took place during a major press conference held on September 12th. Okay, so this is September 12th from FBI.gov. Okay. Director Patel's remarks at the September 12th, 2025 press conference. All right, now the arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement. Do we have Discord mentioned here? No. We need to find that. Google here. TMZ that had identified and removed an account associated with the suspect. Media coverage of confession. The Hill. Director Kash Patel said Tuesday that the Bureau is investigating members of a Discord chat, the accused shooter of Charlie Kirk. Yeah. So they are saying this is on December 12th. This is all we really need. September 12th, 2025, Kash Patel makes a press statement saying the arrest is a testament to good whatever. Did they say anything about messages in here? Messages. Official FBI transcript, Director Patel's 12 remarks. Okay, so this is where they're saying it. Discord says Tyler Robinson didn't use platform and Charlie Kirk. So this is all happening on the 12th. So clearly, what YouTube video link can I see that says this on that date? Oops, I misspelled. 12th. Watch full press conference. So this is 6 months ago. Does it have the date? 6 months ago. Obviously, it's like September something, right? Arrest confirmation, Discord cooperation. During the briefings and subsequent media statements on this day, it was confirmed the Discord identified Robinson's account and provided a copy of its confession message. It was me at UVU yesterday. Would you like a transcript of the specific doorstep? No. I want to see the day. Oh, here it is. Watch full press conference, September 12th, 2025. Right here. So it says it. It says it in this thing right here, in this on this YouTube hyperlink. September 12th, 2025, just to show you, I guess, right here. September 12th, 2025. September 12th, 2025. Remarks. September. This is all on the 12th. Okay? All on the 12th. Did they mention the messages on the video? Let me run the transcript so I'm not wasting anybody's time. Are the messages or any reference to them in this transcript? This is the date of September 12th, 2025, which tells me that they already had the information that day, showing the messages would certainly state yesterday instead of 9/11/2025. Am I correct? And what timestamp do they mention this? And if a date is mentioned, what date? Bro, they are not going to be able to fuck around and find out or mess around. Excuse my language. They're not going to be able to just lie and lie and lie. There's too many of us that know too much information. That's general knowledge. This is general knowledge. But I own a business that I build Discord for people, and I've been doing this for years. The Discord message, it's not like some fancy business where I have like a whole bunch of money and stuff. It's just I build Discords for people and I get paid sometimes. The Discord messages are referenced at timestamp 242. Let's go. Let's just play it.
Gentlemen, at today's press conference, we will hear from
relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson.
Okay, do these look like photos, bro? Like, serious? These look like photos to you? This was that week. This was September 12th. These are not photos. These are actual screen grabs, downloaded screen grabs. Okay. Welcome to Lori. Welcome to Deep State. We got Friday members live streams. Jennifer Sweet, Coach showed it today. I pulled it up because I saw your thing. So let's see what he says.
Rest of us is Baron going live today. I was talking about Giants. I was. Me and my wife were talking about Giants.
Oh, this is 41.
About Kandahar Giants. That's what we were talking about.
Part of FedSlap. He confessed. Talked to his friends on Discord and confessed. Interesting. When did he confess on Discord? Well, let's find out. Because Newsweek has an article with the screen cap of the Discord confession. You guys have heard about this. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this is very interesting. And I don't see how this is Tyler Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is evidence of FedSlap.
Oh, God.
Tyler Robinson's Discord messages revealed.
No.
It's interesting here because what we have is a date of 8:57 p.m. Now, it's interesting, and I'll show you why it says 8:57 when it's really 7:57. 8:57 because the guy who captured this was in Wisconsin. His name's Klippenstein. Here he is right here. Utah Governor's Office via AP Ken Klippenstein. When Klippenstein captured this Discord.
Look at Coach. Coach is just dying, bro. He's like, this is slop.
He was in Wisconsin, so it was time-stamped in Wisconsin. Just like
I don't know if we can trust the Klippenstein. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, so clearly, thank you for the super chat. This is not authentic. Okay. And I showed you piece by piece. All right. There's no comma. Not just that. The dates don't show up like this. Maybe on the cell phone. Let's do benefit of the doubt. Let's look on the cell phone. I'm going to pull up it on my phone. No comma, but it does show the date here. I'll pull just mine so you can see. And I'll upload it to my drive real quick so I can show you guys. This is what it looks like. Pull my drive up, download the image, upload, screenshot, select, upload. All right, let's go to my drive. Man, isn't technology great? Technology is so great. I love technology. All right. My drive. A screenshot. Date modified. Right. Screenshot. Where is my screenshot? Home. Which one did I upload it to? Yeah, so you can see it on the phone as well, which is perfect. Oh, we don't need Wi-Fi, bro. All right, it's waiting on Wi-Fi to upload. Change settings. I don't need Wi-Fi to do this. Okay, here we go. Refresh. And drive. Screenshot. Here we go. I'm going to download. Oh, here, I'll just bring it up right here. Okay. So this is it. All right. So this is me. This is my announcements channel. It's just me, right? So it's got my username, my logo, and then if you look, all right, maybe I'll just download this. Hold on one second. That way it's easier to look at it. Hold on one second. Downloads, and then boom. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is an announcement, and it shows April 6th, 2026. It's got no, this is cell phone now, all right? No comma. Look at the emoji, the heart, and this is perfect because it's a 6. So you can see this pill right here. Let me go and hit it. Should I hit it? It's perfect because there's 6 of them. Let's go and hit that. I'm going to go hit that. Oh, if I hit it, it's going to change to 7. Never mind. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, so the pill is a lot wider. The heart is thicker without a deeper indentation, and it's just longer. There's no comma after. All right, so we're looking back at 2 days before, so it doesn't show saying yesterday. And this is what a clean screen grab from a phone looks like. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's different, right? If I look at this one, I wonder what else, if there's anything else I can pull out of this. Just looking at the text. Yeah, okay, I guess that's the best I can do. Yeah, a screenshot from a cell phone would look this clean, all right? So let's look at the text actually side by side, right? Split screen view. Okay, perfect. If this is a screen grab, look at the characters. These are thicker and they're white, like colored white. They're not as deep gray. Okay. Look at the G. Oh, look at that G. There's got to be a G somewhere. Can I find a G anywhere? Generate. Oh, that's uppercase. Uppercase. Come on. Look at this G, bro. What kind of G is that? Now I need to find a G on my phone that's lowercase. That G right there might give the whole thing away if we didn't already. I'll just type it in here. Let's do this. Everything looks good and great. Okay, so the G is, let's take a look. Oops. I think I could probably, yeah, I might as well just upload it. All right, let's upload this. And this is what it looks like when you have that date. Wow, man, I can't believe they're trying to pass this mess off. All right, here's my screenshot. Upload. All right, refresh. Let's show it. We can download and let's open it up. Here we go. Okay. So it does. Okay. So it does have that funky looking G. But again, this does have the date here. Are they all caps on the other one? Let's take a look. Let me separate. We're like forensic investigators. Okay. Let's combine the text. Boom. Boom. Oh, I got the wrong one. Where is, here we go. Okay. I should have typed more than that for this sake, but regardless. Yeah, so the G looks similar. Okay, that's a particular font. This is, look, okay, here, this is perfect. This is much, yeah, the font is different, bro. This G is thinner right in the inside and it is wider on the top. This is the same size. This is just a rectangle. This right here, this G is a tighter inside to the closer to the circle part, and then it widens out right here. What else? The N is taller than this and thinner in here. I mean, I'm not going to go piece by piece and just like the whole thing, but probably should. How about anything else that I can see? I. Look at this eye, and then look at this eye. Look at this one. You see this eye here and this eye here, how small the dot is? This doesn't even look like a rounded dot. This is a full round dot. Darker coloration, lighter coloration. R, yeah, obviously different. There's a lot of things inside here. What's up? The blatant lies, $20. When will someone step up and put people in jail? What will be the turning point? What do you think it will take to release the truth finally from our elected officials? This is part of that, right? They're going to have to go through the court case and they're going to have to show this type of information. But again, you have lawyers. I don't know their age. I haven't really looked too much into the lawyers, but they probably are not using Discord that often. So I use Discord all day, every day, and I have for years. So I know something is off when I see it. All right. And I've explained a lot of this already. And hopefully this makes sense. Thank you for the super chat. But when it comes to our elected officials and releasing the truth, until we've had enough, I don't know when that's going to be. It's until Americans have had enough, right? Said have AI analyze it. Have AI analyze what exactly? All right, let's keep going. So we've done that. We've just debunked their stupid Discord messages, which is ridiculous. Share that with Baron, please. Make sure he sees it so he can put that out, or at least him and Daisy can review it themselves and make a determination on what they feel is correct or not. But we're going to keep moving on. I do not buy it. So you're going to tell me that a man who has already been Mirandized, who is sitting inside a law enforcement facility. So anyways, all this stuff is bullshit anyways, because he's sitting inside a law enforcement facility marked as authorized personnel only, who the Washington County Sheriff believes is a stone cold assassin. And you're going to tell me that they let this guy pull out his phone and start typing confessions to garner his buddies like sympathy or something with his gaming friends on Discord? I don't buy it. Baron doesn't buy it. Most of you do not buy it. Okay. Check my DM on Discord for a screenshot on iPhone. Okay. That's good. Thank you. We do need to see that. Oh man, you're right. Look at you. All right, here. I guess I'll just leave your name in there since it. So it does show a comma on iPhone. All right. Well, that still doesn't explain all the differences. We can put them side by side. Honey text. Okay. Let's look at that one. And this one. Okay. Oh my goodness. Did I just waste a bunch of time? I'm glad that you sent me that. All right, let's do it. Damn it. Thought I had it. All right, let's take a look. iPhone is the first one, PC is the second. Are these both Mac? And then we'll look at the differences. All right, 1 second. Thank you for that. Yeah, the screen will freeze because we're dependent on StreamYard. StreamYard sucks at their cloud server. And until they fix it, or until I build an app that allows me to do super chats and comments as fluidly as StreamYard, you're stuck with a frozen screen on occasion, just like everybody else that uses StreamYard. All right. So let's pull open the messages from Home Dizzles. Honey. Hey, honey. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Well, I guess this is what I get for not having an iPhone. Okay. So it does have a comma and it does have a tight ass heart. I'm not here to try to make me be right. I want to just want to provide the information. So apparently this is on an iPhone. This is on an iPhone mobile. And this is tight. It looks just like it. It looks like the one they sent. So you're right. It has a comma here, but still it would say yesterday. Okay. It would say yesterday. It wouldn't say the date. Do you see what I'm saying? Look. All right. I got to pull it up again. Nobody's debunked me fully yet. Where is that damn picture? Here, let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second. It wouldn't show. They got them. It's been admitted that they got them on the 12th. Okay. Here it is. They got them on the 12th. And it says, let me pull the other screenshot. Good. I'm glad I paid attention to everything because this is important. History. All right. Here it is. Right here. Discord messages. Where's the news article? Here it is. Okay. This is it. So let's look. So look, if they're reviewing it on the 12th, which they said they had, out of their own mouths, okay, it would not show the date. Okay, it wouldn't even show the date for that day either. All right, it would show yesterday, and it wouldn't show the date for today. So something is not right. Right? Obviously, something is not right. And his text is all centered. Let me see. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, you can see here. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so let's look at mobile. So this is her mobile text. All right. This is that, and then this is, let's open up the Fed slot. Okay. Add. All right. Yeah, his messages are all centered, right? Great show and amazing. Comes all the way down. Yeah, interesting. I mean, it depends on the length of the name, but if you see, do you notice this? Look at this. Right here. Ooh, I picked up another clue. There's no username here. Wait, am I tripping? Oh, I guess I'm tripping. It would be right here, right? So shorter username, longer username, longer username. Yeah. But at the very least, we've been told they got these images on the 12th. And yesterday it would show September 11th. It would say yesterday. It wouldn't show. Now this, the 10th, would show September 10th, even if it's iPhone, right? They blacked out a bunch. Yes, Baron has done great work. And thank you for sending me that. So we can debunk. So in case, if there's anything else, let me see. Did anybody say anything? They blocked the name in the pic though. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. There's no reason to do that. I mean, I only blocked the name of the pic because you guys know a lot of the people in my Discord, and I don't want people to, you never know how people act. Now, the heart that she sent me, if you look at it, like if I go and hit it, what does it look like for her? Can you hit the like so we can look at it and see what happens? Honey buns. Oh, that's from somewhere else. Somewhere in the text. That's from me hitting it on mobile. If you hit it, send it to me with you hitting that heart. I want to see it. But in the meantime, I'll keep going. Either way, if they're getting it on the 12th, it would not say on the 11th. It would say yesterday. That's 100%. And they've admitted that. All right, let's keep it moving. My goodness, man. Thirsty. All right. So, anyways, every single time the American public was told the same thing. Trust the narrative. The evidence is overwhelming. Stop asking questions. Tonight we're walking through the most infamous cases in American history where the overwhelming experience of evidence turned out to be a lie. That's what we're doing. Okay? And then I'm going to show you receipt by receipt, timestamp by timestamp, link by link, why the Tyler Robinson case is running the exact same play. Okay? So let's start with the bullet, because the bullet is always where it starts falling apart. Okay? Always. Every single one of these cases, the first crack in the wall is the ballistics. That's always the case. Now, Tyler Robinson's defense files a motion to delay. They are waiting to reveal that the ATF, the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, to have conducted a ballistics analysis on the bullet fragment pulled from Charlie Kirk's body during autopsy. And the result was inconclusive. Shout out to Bays for the 10 memberships. Thank you, big dog. Say thanks to Bays if you got one. Good to see you. Bays is based. Maybe copy the text and put it in your Discord and compare. I mean, we've compared a bunch. I don't want to spend it's been an hour already. We've been covering this text. So let's keep moving. I got a lot to talk about. So let me be precise though, because garbage in, garbage out is not how we do things here. All right. Inconclusive does not mean it wasn't the gun. It means they couldn't determine either way. The prosecution says the bullet hit bone, fragmented, and that there wasn't enough intact material-wise for a standard rifling comparison. They also state the spent shell casing found at the scene did match the rifle. The defense says the actual projectile, the thing that took out Charlie Kirk, allegedly, cannot be forensically tied to their client's weapon. The FBI is currently running a second comparative analysis plus a bullet lead analysis. Now, did they decide to move forward with this bullet lead analysis? Is the Tyler Robinson case moving forward with bullet lead analysis? Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't know if we could trust the clip.
Okay, coach, chill, bro. Why bullet lead analysis? Was it bullet analysis doesn't work? I know Barron talked about this, but for those that okay, here we go. This is an 8-minute clip. I'll play this. So apparently they did. So let's go here to this clip right here. As of April 2026, the FBI is currently conducting both a second comparative bullet analysis and a bullet lead analysis. So they're excited to go through with it. These secondary tests follow an initial report. Bro, you're going to tell me that a 30-06 that got stopped in Charlie's neck was beyond repair, beyond anything, that you're going to go to a bullet lead analysis? Okay. Now we know this is bullshit. We've known, but
in the early 1990s, my perception of the American criminal justice system was forever altered when I read Peter Huber's book, Galileo's Revenge: Junk Science in the Courtroom. That book, published in 1991, is accurately described by the publisher as, quote, a scathing indictment of the growing role of junk science in our courtrooms. While Huber's book focused on civil liability cases, in this video I'm going to focus on junk forensic science that was used in criminal cases for decades and which resulted in the wrongful convictions of innocent people. I am Dr. John Patsy.
This is how they convict people wrongly. There has been thousands of people released from cases that were led from bullet lead analysis. You probably heard this from Barron because I saw when he put this out. But I'm going to show you something else. A doctor who is going to explain this situation.
I'm a business professor, and this is Business Reform, where I discuss issues at the intersection of business, technology, and society. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on the intersection of forensic technology and its impact on society. To keep this video short, I am turning this subject into a series of videos, and each one will focus on just one. Bullet lead analysis was in an episode of CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, a CBS police drama that ran from 2000 to 2015. In that episode, a bullet was recovered from a crime scene and a box of ammunition was recovered from a suspect's home. The bullet from the crime scene and a bullet recovered from the suspect's home were both then chemically analyzed in a crime lab and determined to be a match, thus proving the suspect was guilty. I remember that episode vividly because I remember my reaction to it. I laughed out loud. I thought the writers of the show had made up this forensic technique because I instinctively knew it could not be reliable. I was shocked a little bit later to learn that this actually had been a technique that had been used by the FBI in over 2,500 criminal cases between the early 1980s and 2005. Based on my background in statistics and manufacturing, I immediately saw two major flaws with this technique. The technique is based on the idea that lead used in bullets is not 100% pure, and that the exact composition of the impurities varies from one batch of lead to another. That much is true. However, the technique also assumes that the impurities are consistent enough from bullet to bullet within the same batch of lead that you can compare two bullets and determine if they came from the same.
I put a poll up in the chat. YouTubers, YouTube users, do you think, it's just yes or no, it's very simple. Do you think Tyler Robinson is the one who did this to Charlie? Yes or no? Let me know in the, I want to see a poll. There's 582 concurrent viewers on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. You know, we do deep dives here. We show facts, documents, receipts, receipt driven. All right. We don't make shit up here. This channel is led by Jesus Christ and the Lord himself. Please forgive my language and share this with somebody that needs to see it.
Same batch of lead. That is not true. Let me illustrate with an analogy. Suppose you buy a box of cold medicine that claims each capsule contains 120 milligrams of pseudoephedrine. How do you know each individual capsule contains 120 milligrams? The capsule itself weighs 600 milligrams, so that means the capsule is only 20% active ingredient and 80% inactive ingredients, such as castor oil, colloidal silicon dioxide, cellulose, etc. Imagine these 80 yellow M&Ms represent the inactive ingredients, and these 20 red M&Ms represent the pseudoephedrine. This is what would be inside of a mixer at a pharmaceutical company making cold medicine. Ideally, every capsule would contain 20% red M&Ms and 80% yellow M&Ms. But if I don't do a good enough job mixing it up, when I reach in and I pull out my sample, I might not have the right ratio. In this one, it looks like I have a whole lot more yellow than I do red, so that I would actually have less than 20% ephedrine. I would have more than 80% inactive ingredients. There is a 500-page book that explains the links the pharmaceutical industry goes through to help ensure every capsule has a nearly identical mix of active and inactive ingredients, so they do not accidentally overdose or underdose consumers taking their products. However, within the ammunition manufacturing industry, no such efforts are made to ensure that the impurities in the lead are equally distributed across all of the bullets that are being manufactured. This means even within a single box of ammunition, the percentage of impurities can vary significantly from one bullet to the next. The second problem with bullet lead analysis is the exact opposite of the first. Even if it were possible to match a bullet recovered from a crime scene to the batch of lead from which it was made, how many matches would you be able to make? In other words, how many bullets are produced from a single batch of lead? This is an M2R automatic casting machine from American Casting Equipment. It melts lead to make bullets. It has a 150-pound pot capacity, which means with this machine, it could make over 9,115 grain 9mm bullets, or 182 boxes of 9mm bullets. Large commercial ammunition manufacturers such as Remington use different processes, and I was unable to find out how many bullets they produce at a time. So I am going to be very conservative and stick with 182 boxes. There's a good chance all 182 boxes would be put on a pallet and shipped to the same retail outlet or gun store. If a person lives in a small town, there may only be one gun store in town. So anyone in town who buys a box of ammo from that store would be purchasing bullets that would be considered a match if their box of ammo was compared to another bullet taken from those 182 boxes that might happen to have been used at a crime scene. Unfortunately, this has actually happened, and it has led to numerous innocent people being convicted. In 2007, the CBS News show 60 Minutes and the Washington Post collaborated on a story about the hundreds of defendants imprisoned around the country who were convicted with the help of a now discredited forensic tool, and that the FBI never notified them, their lawyers, or the courts that their cases may have been affected by faulty testimony. In the November 18...
Why would they do that? Why do you think the feds would not want to admit this? Are they trying to ruin Americans' lives? Why would our own government that we pay for, by the way, that we employ, that we put into office, work against us? That means it could happen to any one of us. This should outrage you, by the way.
2007 60 Minutes broadcast, CBS correspondent Steve Croft interviewed William Tobin, a former chief metallurgist for the FBI. According to Tobin, the FBI's lab in Quantico, Virginia was the only place in the country that did bullet lead analysis, and the assertion you could actually match a bullet fragment to a specific batch or box of bullets went unchallenged for over 40 years, until Tobin retired in 1998 and decided to do his own study, discovering the basic premise had never actually been scientifically tested. After conducting his own study, the former chief metallurgist for the FBI concluded the technique, quote, hadn't been based on science at all, but rather had been based on subjective belief for over 4 decades, and that it was, quote, worthless as a forensic tool. In 2002, the FBI lab got around to asking the National Academy of Sciences to conduct an independent review of bullet lead analysis, and their analysis found the model used by the FBI was, quote, deeply flawed, and that the conclusion that bullet fragments could be matched to a box of ammunition so overstated that it was misleading under the rules of evidence. I have included a link in the description of this video.
Between all of the things, wouldn't you think that they would want to protect Americans from, there's multiple things here, protecting Americans from being completely destroyed, put in prison, and the lives that it affects around them. And also, Charlie Kirk did a lot for this administration. Some would say he's responsible for getting the administration in office. And look at how much money Donald Trump has been making. Look at all the stuff that they're doing that benefits them because of Charlie Kirk, most likely. At least he helped a lot, at the very least. Okay. Why wouldn't you want to know the truth unless there was some malintent? And that leads us to, this has happened before. Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. A Remington Game Master rifle is found in a bundle. It's so funny. Found in a bundle on the street nearby. Let me look at this. MLK Jr. Remington Game Master rifle found in bundle nearby. Let's see if we can find an image of this. Why are they always wrapped in a towel? Can I ask you that? Found in a bundle, unless I don't know what a bundle is. So they find it on a street nearby. It's like they took it from they took this playbook and ran with it again. They found it nearby the crime scene. James Earl Ray's fingerprints are on it. Case closed, right? They've got the firearm. They've got the prints. It's over. Except the bullet that killed Dr. King was too damaged for conclusive ballistics matching to that specific rifle. Does that sound familiar? It should, because we just spent an hour talking about all of the inconsistencies, and now I spent the last 10, 15 minutes explaining the exact same problem. They've got the firearm, they've got the prints, they have the suspect, but the actual bullet that killed the victim can't match it. Ray's attorneys pressured him to a guilty plea to avoid the death penalty. He took the deal, and then he immediately recanted. Immediately. He said, I was set up. There was a man named Raul who directed my movements, and I didn't do this. He spent 29 years in prison trying to get a retrial. He never got one, trying to get a trial. He died in 1998, still screaming he was a patsy. And here's the part that should piss everybody off is that, and something that a lot of people don't talk about, is that in 1999, Coretta Scott King, Dr. King's widow, and the King family filed a civil lawsuit. They went to court in Memphis. A jury of American citizens heard weeks of testimony and evidence, and that jury found unanimously that Martin Luther King Jr. was killed as a result of a conspiracy of government agencies' involvement. Not James Earl Ray acting alone, a government conspiracy. This was unanimous. A verdict stands today. That same verdict. And I would bet everything, if I had that 90% of the people watching this right now had no idea that that verdict exists, because the media buries it. They buried it so deep that one of the most important jury verdicts in American history is basically unknown to the general public. The bullet didn't match. The man said he was a patsy for 29 years. He never got a trial. And when the family finally got their day in court, the jury said he was right. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a verdict by jury in an American courtroom on the record. And I can prove that, right? Here, let's pull this up. Let's just go to YouTube. Coretta Scott King jury verdict, government conspiracy.
Fulton County probate court officials have made the remarkable discovery of hundreds of historic documents predating the end of slavery.
Now the court's chief judge.
Court uncovers documents signed. No, that's not it. Hold on. Trial verdict.
But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop.
This is the actual court case.
A jury of 12 men and women, after hearing proof for nearly a month, decided that there was a conspiracy to kill Martin Luther King that involved Lloyd Jowers, a local man, as well as other unknown co-conspirators associated with the Memphis Police Department, the state of Tennessee, and the government of the United States. That's what the jury actually held. That's what they actually ruled today.
So the jury themselves unanimously, all of them said that it was a government conspiracy to take out Martin Luther King. That's an actual verdict. The verdict that a man spent 29 years in prison screaming about, and he died in prison in 1998. Let's go further back. Lee Harvey Oswald. JFK is assassinated. A Mannlicher Carcano bolt action rifle. I'm not good with these firearm stuff. I like SIGs. That's what I roll with. But I'm a pistol guy. A Carcano bolt action rifle was found on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. And look at the parallels. Bolt action rifle, long range shot, single suspect, narrative locked within hours. The evidence of the bullet in the JFK case became the single most debated piece of forensic evidence in American history. This is so wild. The magic bullet theory. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of the magic bullet theory. JFK. Look at how insane this is. Magic bullet theory. How insane this is, bro. Through the looking glass. There's a few short ones here we can play. I don't know if I can. This looks to me like I'm about to get copyright if I play this. Oliver Stone. The FBI. Yeah, I'm going to get copyright strike. Let's try this one.
A father and son used the latest technology to re-examine the idea that one bullet hit Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally. Luke and Michael Haig are featured on the PBS series Nova in a documentary titled Cold Case JFK.
The single bullet theory is all about what it does after it emerges from Kennedy's neck. Does it remain intact? Is it deflected?
It goes through his neck. This is how many years ago? Oh, but it can go through his neck, no problem, huh? No problem. And then just watch this. This is crazy, bro.
What happens to its velocity?
How fast was it going? That's important to know. What kind of damage can we expect it to do to another gunshot victim, such as Connally, or to the car?
In these 3 feet, the space between Kennedy and Connally, lie the answers that prove or disprove the single bullet theory. They'll start with the soap.
It's very similar to Neutrogena, that clear amber soap that you can see through. This has the same density and the same resistivity to penetration as muscle tissue. I've also put this cloth on here. And then when it comes out, it starts tumbling
It still looks like this, bro.
Into yaw. And that's how it hit Governor Connally, in yaw.
Explain the yaw. That's the...
Yaw is like a badly thrown football. A bullet normally flies true and straight. When this bullet emerged from Kennedy or any ballistic medium, such as you saw a moment ago, it's now yawing and tumbling. And the entry wound in Connally is very important because it's the consequence of a yawed bullet. So it had to be a destabilized bullet from somewhere.
So you do believe, Mike, that it was just one bullet?
As far as the neck wound to the president and then the wounds to Governor Connally, absolutely.
Do you have any doubts about anything from your investigation?
Well, I think that...
Wow. More Fed slop, huh? The magic bullet theory. This is so ridiculous. You're going to tell me that, and then it comes out not damaged at all. That's ridiculous. You're not playing it. It's okay. Don't worry. I mean, sorry. I thought I was playing it. Here, I'll show you again, but it's so ridiculous. I pulled a Baron. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's just so ridiculous to think that this is even possible. I mean, I can play the same one again, I guess. Here. Look at this, how they're saying it comes out like this.
The father and son used the latest technology to re-examine the idea that...
Right here.
Explain the yaw. That's the...
Yaw is like a badly thrown football. A bullet normally flies true.
So it goes through, sorry about all that. It goes through undamaged. It went through Charlie's neck, completely destroyed, by the way, which should have blown his head off.
When this bullet emerged from Kennedy or any ballistic medium.
Through the back where there's ribs, thick tissue. So one neck, a back, a front, into a hand.
A moment ago, it's now yawing and tumbling. And the entry wound in Connally is very important.
They're saying it's yawing and tumbling and somehow perfectly goes through everybody. Give me a break.
Because it's the consequence of a yawed bullet. So it had to be a destabilized bullet from somewhere.
So you do believe, Mike, that it was just one bullet?
As far as the neck wound to the president and then the wounds to Governor Connolly, absolutely.
Did you have any doubts about anything?
And no damage. What does the bullet look like afterwards? What did the bullet from JFK look like after? Image. This is the bullet, you guys. That's the bullet. 2 people, 4 entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, 6 ins and outs. Okay. 6 ins and outs. And that's what you got left. Oh, but Charlie Kirk, we just can't find it, right? Ridiculous. It's just it's sad, to be honest. So in the JFK assassination, the bullet evidence in the JFK case became the single most debated piece of forensic evidence in general, all right? And Oswald said it on camera in the Dallas police station on the record, 2 words that echo through American history: I'm just a patsy. I'm just a patsy. I'm just a patsy. All right. Members Lives on Friday. That's correct. Welcome. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the new members, Critter and Critter member for a month, Brig Pair. Welcome to the memberships. Yep, members on Friday. Say thanks to Keats. Thank you, Keats, for the memberships. You need subtitles? Well, this is a live stream. You got to wait till after. If I could, I would, but I don't have the ability to give live stream subtitles. But anyways, Oswald said it. I'm just a patsy. You just heard it, right? You literally heard him say it. He was interrogated for 12 hours. 12 hours. Okay. Are you ready for this? 0 recordings, 0 transcripts. The most important interrogation in American history. Law enforcement had not recorded anything. Are you kidding me? Like, seriously, are you kidding me? Right? 12 hours of questioning the man accused of assassinating a president of the United States, and you don't have a tape recorder. You don't have a stenographer. You don't have anything. Dallas PD claims that he made incriminating statements, but there's no documentation that any of it happened the way that they said. The Warren Commission concluded lone gunman. The House Select Committee on Assassinations in 1979 concluded probable conspiracy. 2 federal investigations, opposite conclusions, still unresolved. I mean, let's talk about the confessions, because the confessions is always the thing that makes the public stop asking the questions. Well, he confessed, didn't he? Case closed. Why are you still talking about this? Oswald was interrogated for 12 hours, but no recordings exist. No transcripts exist. We have to take Dallas PD's word for it, he said. Then he was killed before trial. James Earl Ray pleaded guilty under duress and immediately recanted, saying, I didn't do this. I was coerced. Excuse me. And Tyler Robinson has not confessed to the police, even though they told us he did. They really tried to paint that narrative, didn't they? Tyler Robinson has not confessed to law enforcement. He is not cooperating, and he has not pled guilty. The confession entire narrative is built off of a Discord message that we can prove is fake if the timeline matches up to what we are shown. And they said it on the 12th. So if you use the logic, on December 12th, they received the messages and they're looking at the messages on the 12th. The 11th would say yesterday. It wouldn't say 9/11. It would say yesterday and the time. That's what it would say. Okay. How are we going to find that information? That's one that I don't think we can. Not even to mention a Discord message sent when he's already inside of the station. Okay. Now, because in every one of these cases in the past, when the evidence starts to crack, the institutions do not fix the narrative. They fix the evidence. And we've seen it again and again and again, the narrative of the evidence being adjusted. First, Tyler was on the roof, disassembling, reassembling. Actually, let's be specific. He's on the roof, takes the shot. We see within seconds someone gets up and running. So apparently, because remember what the first narrative was, he disassembled the rifle and put it with him and ran off the roof, which is literally impossible in that time frame. And we see no gun anyways. There's no firearm, you guys. There's just not. Okay. The shot happens, he runs. And it's like, you can't tell me that this is 12:23. So the shot was taken at 12:23. So it would take a few minutes at the fastest. But you can see in the video when he gets up, and if there's a video of when it actually happened from the front side. Charlie view. I don't know if they'll let us. Yeah, here. Let's see if there's any footage of this. We've all seen it. Right here. So the shot goes off. There's somebody laying down there. So they all duck. As soon as they're ducking, this person starts running. How is that? You tell me, how is that? Shot goes off. Running.
How good were the CIA?
Shit. Anyways, you saw it already. Okay? Not possible. Just not possible. I'm sorry. All right? The surveillance footage of Robinson entering the Washington County's office it does not exist. Local news stations filed a public records request. They were denied. Said the sheriff's office played games with the wording, saying that he never entered the jail area, which was technically true. He was in a different room. And then when this television, KUTV, rephrased the request to cover any footage of him entering the building, the response was that the footage is no longer available after a 30-day retention period. They knew people were asking for it. They let the clock run out, apparently, if it even existed at all. All right. Now, before I show you a single document we're going to show a couple things from Barron. I want to give credit where it's due. Baron Coleman on episode 93, the 33 hours is a critical lie, the name of his episode. This man and his team, shout out to Daisy and everybody else in their Discord and their community, did the forensic timeline to basically the work that this entire debrief that I'm doing now is built on. Now, a viewer named Chris put them onto it, and Barron's team verified every timestamp against official records. And if you didn't watch it, I'll play some of the clips, but I encourage you to watch this whole thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will play some of the timestamp starting at 1 hour and I think 3 minutes. Let me go to the clip here. Barron. All right, it's right here.
Through a sheriff.
Okay, here we go. So I'll start it right around here.
We know you guys have high IQ listeners, high IQ viewers, and they'll help point you to this stuff. And they did. Brian Davis, if he came from Utah County, Daisy just showed you, it's a 3+ hour drive. If he shows up at 10 o'clock, that means he left Utah County before 7 o'clock, probably around 6:30. A 3.5 hour drive. Otherwise, how does he get to Utah County? I mean, how does he get to Washington County by 10 o'clock? He's arrested at 10 o'clock by the Utah County guy. Brian Davis. If he didn't turn himself in.
YouTube has been shadow banning me because of some things that's been happening. I've been calling out a lot of people. So please, like, there's a lot of people here because I'm talking about this particular case, but they don't like it when I talk about Salem media and all of the things that are involving Trump and foreign agents and the media being completely bought out. Okay. So please do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share this somewhere. It really helps a lot. Engage in the chat. Hit the there's still 300 people that could vote on the poll. Do me a favor, please hit the vote and engage in the chat as much as possible. It really helps a lot. Please.
Until after 8 o'clock, guess what wouldn't have happened? Utah County wouldn't have known to dispatch anybody to Washington County. They didn't know where he was. Guys, he was Mirandized at 6:25. That timeline is perfect. That timeline is perfect. And what that means is Sheriff Bixby lied to your face. He lied to your face. Cash Patel lied to your face, in my opinion. Both of them, in my opinion. They lied to your face, which is why they didn't want that document leaking out. Thank you, Stephen Crowder, for getting it out. No other explanation for how they picked him up at 10 o'clock. You cannot get from Utah County to there in less than 2 hours. Doesn't work. Timeline doesn't work. Timeline doesn't work. But there's another thing that was critical. Another thing that was absolutely critical to this whole thing. We had to get a confession. We had to get a confession out of this guy. You know, that's a big part of the Fed slop. You know, he confessed. Talked to his friends on Discord and confessed. Interesting. When did he confess on Discord? Well, let's find out. Because Newsweek has an article with the screen cap of the Discord confession. You guys have heard about this. I don't know if you've ever seen it. But this is very interesting. And I don't see how this is Tyler Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is evidence of Fed slop. Tyler Robinson's Discord messages revealed. It's interesting here because what we have is a date of 8:57 p.m. Now, it's interesting, and I'll show you why it says 8:57 when it's really 7:57. 8:57 because the guy who captured this was in Wisconsin. His name's Klippenstein. Here he is right here. Utah Governor's Office via AP Ken Klippenstein. When Klippenstein captured this Discord chat, he was in Wisconsin. So it was timestamped in Wisconsin, just like my Twitter feed timestamps to Central Time, even though I'm reviewing things that were drafted on Mountain Time. And so when you see that 8:57, just understand that should be 7:57 local time. Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all this. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Oh, like 8:02 when Brooksby said you did? Liar, in my opinion. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've all been amazing. Thank you all for everything. What? Bro, you expect me to believe that this guy was Mirandized at 6:25? And then an hour and a half later, he's all happy-go-lucky, fun confessing to his friends on Discord? Huh? Impossible to believe. Absolutely stunningly impossible to believe.
Do you believe these Discord? Can you believe this? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me that this is not even from Discord. It's completely made up. I put a 1 in the chat. I know that we have another poll running on did Tyler Robinson actually do this, but I wanted to put a 1 in the chat if you believe the Fed slop narrative is a Fed slop. Put a 1 and let the ones run. All of you.
No human being should buy this level of Fed slop. Period. End of story.
Right.
It's absolutely maddening that this is being pawned off on us. But they had to get absolute certainty in the minds of the jurors of Utah County, which is like an 80% Republican state, that a wild, rabid leftist living with a trans furry was the one who did it. And doggone it, here's his confession. Now notice, we don't have timestamps from all the text messages they allegedly have. Haven't seen those. Notice, they don't read anything like this. He doesn't capitalize anything here. He doesn't use apostrophes when he's using contractions. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've all been amazing. Thank you all for everything. Huh? Like that's what you say when you're retiring from a rec league basketball, you know, Like, hey guys, I've enjoyed doing fantasy.
He's right. And if you look at the Discord messaging, when you look at this, right? Who types like this? They all type, all capitalized. Charlie Kirk got shot, dead, capitalized. Maybe if it's from a phone, maybe. Let's see. I don't have an iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. So, yeah, it does. Obviously, when you're starting to text a message, the capitalize on a phone most likely would work, right? So it would automatically capitalize. But this perfect type of messaging with periods and all this. So if we go and we look at the actual the other ones, right? The messaging like here. So apparently Tyler Robinson doesn't, he only types like this sometimes because what? So I just don't understand. I don't understand how they're trying to pull this off. Robinson, judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a 2K scope. There's complete inconsistencies here. Okay. So on a text message, it's spelled like this and capitalized and all perfect. And then sometimes, but he doesn't type like that. You see, he doesn't type in paragraph. He types, if this is his, it's the inconsistencies are beyond belief. Okay. Look at that. Some is capitalized, some isn't. No, I mean, and then you come back to this and you've got perfect paragraph, perfect spelling, everything, almost perfect spelling, perfect paragraph. Love you all. God bless. What about this? Okay. Hey guys. So this isn't him. This is somebody else. This is him. It was me. Okay. So maybe this is a little bit more in line. Capitalize here. Thanks for all the good times and but the timeline doesn't match, right? The timeline doesn't match. Let me see here. Candace put out a post. Let me see if I can find it. Or was it Candace? Oh, Snopes. Yeah, let me see if I can show this. Full timeline here. So we have the timeline. FBI releases first setup suspect at 9:58. And then all the way to 10 p.m., Robinson officially arrested by Brian Davis. Leaked arrest document by Crowder. Yeah. Newsweek also put one out here. This is Ken Klippenstein. So this is the actual article. Let's go to it. Exclusive leaked messages from Charlie Kirk assassin. Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU, thus Tyler Robinson. Trump and company portrayed the alleged Utah shooter as left-wing and liberals portray him as right-wing. Who is this dude? Why block this out? Now, these maybe look a little bit better, I guess, because this is how it looks. But the thing is this, is when you put a link, let me see. Let me open up my screenshots. Let me open up my screenshots. Let me see. You have to have the link in here. You see what I'm saying? So when we're looking at, where is the picture I was just looking at? Where is it? Let me just click around. Here. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess it's right here. So let's compare my screenshot to theirs. So you've got the link. But this is the thing. What is this video? Helldivers. Because when you post a link, see, like if this video is supposed to be here, this is a response. This is somebody tagging at Zealous Monkey and then showing this link. So either this link needs to be underneath this line right here, and then where's the time? There's no time here, none of that. It's only on top. Why are they blocking this out? This doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Is this making sense what I'm trying to tell you? If this is blocked out due to doxing somebody, then this right here should be underneath if it's a video. And why isn't this video showing above this line right here? Does this make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. I'm going to try to pull this video link up. I'm going to see if, I mean, I could probably just type it. Let me see. Oops. Okay. HTTPS. YouTube. Here. YouTube. DJI8 V SVNKOE question mark SI equals 3A VYIOCNP. What is this, a V or a Y? 0D23LA. Will that bring us anywhere? No. Let's try a Y here. No. Let's try a Y here. It might be because I'm also trying to go directly to this video. Let's see if I can go right here. Let's ask Claude. Can you find the link to this video? Some of it is cut out. Attempt various parts of the V or Y. That's lowercase. Let's see what happens. Channel could be removed as well. Yeah, I agree. But worth a shot. The ID is pretty clean. But the thing is, regardless, the video would show, the link would show above, right? Likely deleted or made private. Okay. Oh, we could go Wayback Machine. Let's try that. There's a snapshot. .303, yeah. Redirecting to. Here it is. This is it. We got it. So this is Helldivers 2. Okay, I'm glad we got it. 7 months ago. So it's before then. We got it. All right, so this link, if they're going to show the, it's called a embed. This is an embed right here. And it would not show underneath a response. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. That's the thing. You would not see the embed underneath unless, like, even if you responded to it, right? You don't respond to an embed and then the embed shows up in your message. Yeah. I'm sure I could tear this thing apart. I mean, some of this looks fine. I mean, I don't, how come there's no date here? It just says 1 month. I'm sure that can be explained. 3/24/25. This shows the date here, but then 1 month, 2 months. Does it say it like that? 1 month, 2 month. How come it shows 1 month, 2 month? What is this? Oh, because this is a when you're searching for someone's name. Yeah. I mean, these look normal, I guess. But I don't know. Anyways. Let me pull up there was another, let me see real quick. So when we look at all of these inconsistencies, we have to ask ourselves, why did this happen? And what is the purpose? We still don't know actually anything. They stopped searching, giving leeway. When you say that we found the shooter, okay, then people stop looking. This is something Barron also mentioned. People stop looking. All right. This was one of the most damning things when Barron mentioned, I'm glad he caught this. It's at 49, I think. Right here. I think we're already on it.
Just releasing photos at 6:17. What a weird time to release photos. Especially when you have a press conference coming up. This is the video that was released at 7:59 p.m.
Oh, I'm not showing. I'll show it right now. Sorry.
Right at 8 o'clock, really. 7:59 p.m. on
Didn't miss anything, I promise.
September 11th. This is that video of that guy scampering across the roof, dropping down and running off. 7:59 p.m. Here's what's interesting. I'm going to show a clip from Kash Patel. If ever there was somebody that you need to make a mistake, to say something stupid,
could count on good old Kash. Fiat. We should just call him Fiat, right?
To really help you out when your case is, you're not really sure which way to go, just listen carefully to something Kash Patel has to say. I want you to listen to this. See if you hear
he catches it. He catches something so good, bro.
What I hear. There was a money line in here that had gotten past me, and I heard it for the first time today.
Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening.
That right there's the video he released that evening. Kash Patel is saying, in part, I looked at that video. He thinks his story to you is the father looked at that video and was like, yep, that's the one. That's my son. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you look at this little lightened portion here in the middle, and this little bitty pixelated thing. It could be a moth. It could be anything. That is allegedly a human being scampering across the roof. I do believe it's a human being, but there's no way you can tell that watching it. He says he looks in part at the video. That's part of the reason the father was convinced it was him. The video. Really? Really? Now listen to what he says here. Listen very cautiously to what he says right here. Very cautiously.
And the enhanced photos. And
the what? The what photos?
Enhanced.
I'll play it again. I must not have heard it right. I thought he said enhanced photos. Did they release doctored photos? Hold, please. I've got to listen again.
Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect.
Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, if you're not driving and you're not at 10 and 2, raise your hand if you knew those were enhanced photos we've been looking at. Why would they edit the photos? Why not just show us what you have? Or why not tell us these photos have been touched up? I want to go back and look at those photos again because, my goodness, is there evidence these photos were touched up? Well, maybe. Let's look at one of these. Let's look carefully at this photo right here. Have any of you ever seen a right angle on a cheek like that? You see this right here, right in the middle of the face? You might have to get close to your TV or your phone to see this. You've got his sunglasses up here. You've got his chin down here. And then you have what looks like an overlay. If you drill in carefully, it looks like a little overlay right there over his cheek. And then you start going back and looking at the rest of them and we're like, hey, wait a minute. Is that really the same face? Is that the guy we've been looking for this whole time? Because I don't see the right angle on that cheek there. Did they change the ear? That ear doesn't look like the light quite matches.
So I did, if you've seen my videos, I built a facial recognition system. All right. We could probably go to that video. Let's go to that video so you can see the facial recognition that I built a long time. It was right when that happened. Right here. AI versus FBI. Matches the shooter's photos by 85%. Fake earlobes. Look at Tyler Robinson's verified photos from Dairy Queen. These are the verified ones. I have my discrepancies on it, but for now, what AI is telling me is that this is an authentic photo. And his maroon shirt picture, right, at the Dairy Queen. See that attached earlobe? The lobe connects directly to his face. There's no gap. This genetic controlled gene is called RS17822931 gene. You cannot fake this, okay? This is natural biology. Now, look at the shooter's photos. Hat, sunglasses, the stairs photo. The detached earlobe really just says it all. So like these are right when it happened. So I got photos that were given on to the public, okay? And these photos were grainy, but they enhanced it. So when they enhance the photo, now what do we know as reality, right? I have a whole bunch of things inside here, right here. He's along all over the place, but the exact same route of the escape. His nephew matches the shooter's photos by 85%. So this person matches 85% compared to this dude. Look at the chin. The chin itself is, let me repeat that, 85% biometric match. Same detached earlobes, 28 millimeter nose bridge, 105-degree jawline, angular face shape, 1.4x eye spacing, same tan complexion and hollow cheeks and square chin. Tyler Robinson only has a 20 to 35% match, and that's different person territory. When you run clustering analysis, that's AI's grouping right here. So you can see. So this is saying same person, hat, facial recognition match percentages, mathematical proof of identity substitution, 0 to 40% different person, facial recognition match scale. So it does grouping and stuff. And it shows Dairy Queen, 20% match. Dairy Queen versus stairs does not match. Maroon to hat out does not match. Maroon to stairs, 30%, no match, no match, no match. Nephew, match. Stairs, 82%. Nephew, match with the hat. And then we did a biometric clustering analysis showing real Tyler Robinson photo to the actual, what they're saying is who might be the killer. And Lyman's nephew gives an 83.5% match correlation against this suspect versus Tyler Robinson's authentic imagery. Okay. Group A, Group B, 25.5%. Different people. So these are different people. All right. This Lyman's nephew has an 80 to 85% match. Robinson has a 25.5% match. The fact that these are two individuals is 99.9% based off of the code that I wrote. It's a forensic AI facial recognition software. Jawline angle as well. Sharper jawline. Wider, softer jawline. Forensic significance of jawline variance. 10-degree difference in jawline angle indicates different mandible bone structure. This level of difference requires different skeletal structure. All right. I did a whole bunch of stuff, man. Obviously went and took pictures, and why go and do all of this stuff? Like, this seems way out of character. The nephew also matches 85% of the shooter. Here's the kicker. Google searches for Tyler Robinson spiked in DC and in Israel the day before the shooting. Somebody is setting him up. They arrested Tyler Robinson within hours. No investigation, no biometric analysis. Just grabbed the first person who loosely fit the description, or actually loosely fit whatever they thought the description was, so we could get our little information from them that we believed, hypothetically. The real shooter is probably still free. So yeah, I mean, this is I'll put this link in the comments. You guys want to check it out? I'll pin it to the chat. Hopefully my live stream didn't get cut off. Okay, I think we're still good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read a couple of the super chats that are left here, and then I got somebody that's waiting that's going to come on and chat with us. So let me go through these real quick. Thanks for the new membership. Girl with the voice, welcome. My zoom in is like too much. 1 second. Let me pull up the super chat so I can actually read it. Yeah, let me tell him. I'm going to bring you on in a second, bro. All right. Okay. Super chat. We're going to have a little conversation here. I think you might want to stick around for this. All right. Hey, Danks, how will America feel? Heater, ISCA financing, or kosher loans? Interest free and granted. A Philly law. Interest converts into profit sharing. 100% applied to principal all home cars. Yeah, Heater, ISCA literally translates to what is it? Permission to do business. And it comes actually from the Talmud, which is interesting. Yeah, but it's a real thing, right? It's a religious legal structure. The Talmud and like the religious Judaic is based off of laws, and it would convert to what is like an interest-bearing loan into a profit-sharing proprietorship, something like that, partnership. So you got same money in, same money out. But I'm trying to figure out what it all ties to. I guess follow the money, right? But thanks for the super chat. JFK, MLK, CJK, all killed with magic bullets and guns and patsies. Yeah. That's the narrative. All last names end with K. Yeah, I noticed that. So we did get a couple of texts. Let me see, from Honey. I asked her to delete a couple of things, but I mean, you can see if I show you the screenshots, how this looks real quick. And then let's see, then we'll bring on our special guest. So when you look at this, I'm going to put the screenshots here. And then I'll put this here. Let me see. This one here, me responding to it. Okay. Right here. Boom. All right, here we go. And then I'll share this right now. Yeah, man, this is so crazy. Save as, embed text, Discord. So she sent it to me on iPhone in text, computer, I guess. And I'm showing it on, I responded on my cell phone or on my computer. So here, let me share the screen. So this is what it looks like when you send an embed. I don't know why she sent screenshots. I mean, I can see it myself. So just imagine like this. I texted you to delete the, like, I don't know why you sent the screenshots, but whatever. If you send the message, the embed shows underneath the text, okay? It shows underneath the URL. It shows underneath. It doesn't show, and then when you respond, look, my response doesn't have the embed in it. I mean, I didn't show it because there's just more me texting underneath, right? So this right here is obviously bullshit. Where's it at? I don't know. I guess I got rid of it. Oh, here. So the text of the Helldivers 2. If you're responding, there's no hyperlink, and then you have the embed. That is impossible. Unless there's something I don't know. But we know all this already. If somebody wants to come on and share their opinion on what they think. This isn't breaking news. I think there is some breaking news, but what are you thinking, Base?
No, I'm just because I haven't really been keeping up too much with, you know, all the influencers on the Charlie Kirk case the last couple weeks. I've been more, you know, as you know, I've been more focused on some of the other stuff, like with the
Same as
files,
me,
the war.
but
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
But Baron did pull out some pretty interesting stuff, no? But what were you saying? You texted.
I didn't get to watch it all. This is what it is. A lot of people were messaging me about it, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta watch it. And then I also saw that Blake did something on he did a video on the necklace theory, which
Right.
I which I thought was crazy, especially because, you know, I was just after you left the stream on Saturday, me and Kelly went back on. Shout out to Kelly Raybon, and we had Jordan Henshaw on there, and he was talking about his squib theory again.
Jordan Henshaw? Oh yeah, he did the squib theory. That's right.
And I was bringing up different pictures, and I actually posted a video about this morning too, like a more compressed video because I did it the other day. But I was saying that when you look at the shirt, the way that the shirt moves up, that I think that if there was something under the shirt, that it would have likely been the cross if Charlie would have been killed, and that if they would have killed him, that it would have been symbolic of them to use the cross. Because think about it, he ultimately would have died because he chose Jesus over the system and chose Jesus over them. So, you know, symbolism, as we know with these people, is a big thing. And I don't know, it's just, I always had that feeling. I said it for a couple months, and I know Baron had mentioned a couple times on the show over the last couple months that he wanted to see the necklace. And I was saying the other day, I'm like, you know, either the whole thing is staged and he's still alive, or if he is dead, I think they killed him with the necklace. And then, of course, I see Blake did the video on it. I'm like, oh, I got to watch this. And, you know, because he must have been he did so much research. That must have just been a coincidence, because he did like an hour-long video and pulled up all sorts of stuff. So I saw the beginning of it, but I want to watch the rest. But the whole thing that I'm seeing today, because I was watching you, and, you know, great work, by the way, with the references with Martin Luther King and JFK. I mean, of course, this is stuff that, you know, we've talked about in the past and a lot of other creators. But it's true. But it's true that, you know, like the system has a history of taking people out and coming up with these lone shooter narratives. And, you know, until now, until we had the internet and, you know, platforms like YouTube and social media, people got all their information from the mainstream media. You know, it's like you were watching Fox or CNN or NBC, and that was it. And anybody that actually did the work, like they had to go and do it the hard way and, like, you know, go to the library and really like research newspapers and stuff. And they got looked at as crackpots or conspiracy theorists. But now with the internet, we all have access to this information, especially with AI. We could, like, any of us can go through and look through these documents and break a story, you know, just like what you did last week with Salem Media, which was amazing. And that is, as you know, we've been talking about other things we're not going to get into now, that it goes way wider than that. And there are a lot of other institutions that are going to be exposed in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, I think see, my problem with the necklace theory is that the necklace just seems like implausible, right? I can't. Does Blake Bednar's show anything relevant to assassination with the necklace?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw that he was, you know, I was doing things. I was working on my own videos, and it just popped up on my screen. So I watched it for a little bit. I want to finish it. Maybe I'll cover some of it tonight. But my whole thing with it was, I thought the symbolism and, you know, the shirt anomaly, because whatever happened to Charlie, however he got killed, or if this thing was staged, they have to explain how the shirt went straight up like this and then hunched out the back. It has to be explained, and it cannot be explained with a bullet. And the one part that you know, had my ears perking up when I, you know, because I was pressing some hoodies and I was listening to you, and I saw when you were covering Barron, and you know, he pointed out, and he was right to point out, that when the parents say that they recognize the son, that, you know, like how, like from that footage.
Right.
But the other part that he left out, which a lot of us have covered in the past and we talked about, I think even Barron talked about it in the past, was that they said that they recognized the gun, and the gun was a stock photo. That was back on September 17th.
Right.
That was back on September 17th, where the father said that he recognized the rifle that was gifted to him by the grandpa. And then if we find out later that it was a stock photo, that it was not the real gun.
Right. Yeah. That's yeah. They actually came out and said it's a stock photo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's never been any verified picture of the you could actually find the picture on Google. Like, you just type
the exact picture.
So yeah, so I feel like a lot of times, you know, like we get news and we'll see parts, but it's stuff that we've kind of already, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like,
I think it's important to keep going through again to have a refresher, because sometimes you miss some of these things that we've seen before, right? And that's what, like Barron, I don't think he's saying, oh, we've never seen this before. What he's saying is, and I've heard him say before, is that we need to go back and watch, because it's very easy to forget what we've seen in the past, right? But what's interesting is he did pick up that they have said, Kash Patel, because now of going back and rehashing and listening again, Kash Patel said we have enhanced images, right? Did you catch that part?
no.
Okay, let me play you this part. Let me find out the timestamp exactly where it was at.
Like I said, I was doing stuff. I had you in the background.
Right here. So it's 49 right here. 49:27. So here, I'll play it from right here.
Here's what's interesting. I'm going to show a clip from Kash Patel. If ever there was somebody that you need to make a mistake.
And I think this is why it's important to go back through the timeline, through the videos, through the evidence of the same information that we've seen over and over, because sometimes something will stick out at you. Listen to what he catches.
To say something stupid, to really help you out when your case is, you're not really sure which way to go. Just listen carefully to something Kash Patel has to say. I want you to listen to this. See if you hear what I hear. There was a money line in here that had gotten past me, and I heard it for the first time today.
Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening.
That right there's the video he released that evening. Kash Patel is saying, in part, I looked at that video. He thinks his story to you is the father looked at that video and was like, yep, that's the one. That's my son. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you look at this little lightened portion here in the middle, and this little bitty pixelated thing. It could be a moth. It could be anything. That is allegedly a human being scampering across the roof.
My daughter's school.
I do believe it's
my daughter's school is calling, so I have to go there. I have them on mute actually. So yeah, I'm gonna have to end this. I gotta end this. Thanks for joining, you guys. Sorry, I'll be back later or whatever. I don't know. There's something going on. So
Do
I'll
what
catch
you
you
got to
guys
do.
later.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah,
Have a good one,
all right.
everybody.
Thanks. All right.